Hello all, welcome to Ambari Cloud YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to walk through Iceberg variant column and integrating with Snowflake, and when you insert data from Snowflake, how the data looks like in variant column in Iceberg. Okay, so let's start. And I'm going to connect to Polaris catalog. I'm going to drop the table exists. I'm going to create a new table. Doesn't matter if it's a cow table, copy and write, or merge and read. Okay. And then I'm going to insert data. So when you're inserting data in variant column, if you look at here, this is a variant column. I'm going to use in Spark parse JSON, parse underscore JSON. And then this is my JSON string, like in key value here. And then I'm going to load it here. And then I'm going to add more rows. Okay. And then I'm going to query it. Okay. So here, this is how my JSON data is stored in variant column. And then we can, since this is a parse JSON, right? And I'm going to use, I can query individual columns. For example, if you look at here, first name here in this variant column, and then email ID also. So you can query using, the from the docs table, from the docs variant column, and then you can get individual values. Okay. And then since this is a V3 table, right? If you look at here, this is a format version 3, and then I get row ID and sequence number and all the stuff. Okay, last updated sequence number, because if you look at this is the first commit and these are the changes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into Snowflake and then have a catalog link database. If you look at here, this is my catalog integration. Then I created a catalog database, catalog link database. So now I'm going to do is in my variant column, if you look at here, in the same table, which we created from the Spark, and I'm going to create, this is my JSON string, but then I'm going to convert into a variant column. So I'm going to run that. Okay, before that, let's run from Snowflake and we'll see how the variant column data, standard variant column. So the variant column we created from Spark in Iceberg, we can also read from the same variant column from Snowflake. Now using the variant data type, I'm going to insert into the table. Okay. Now let's query the table again. So now you see here, we inserted Alice age 30, and then if you look at here, this is stored as a string, right? Now here I'm going to use parse JSON. So the way we did in Iceberg from Spark. So I'm going to do the same parse JSON in Snowflake also. Okay, so let me insert. Okay, let's run it. Okay, now if you look at this one, right? So let's open it here. So here the same data with variant type is inserted as a string, but here it is, full-fledged JSON column, JSON object, right? Not JSON column, JSON object is variant type. So it is recommended don't do this way, right? I mean, because this way, you can, pass individual values easily with, dot double colon quote notation. So always try to create a parse JSON, but here, it is inserting as a string column. Now let's go to our Spark, execute it, right? Now same thing here, right? So, this is coming as a, JSON object, but here it is coming as a string. So remember this, and I'm going to read the document, okay? So parse JSON, right? Or variant column, variant type, right? Snowflake, there's a subtle behavior, and when you're inserting into JSON data in a variant column. So if you use a parse JSON versus using a variant, right? But both do not produce the same variant value. If you see parse JSON here, so what is actually happening? This creates a JSON object. So it is basically parse JSON. It variant contains true object, right? So that means you can easily do JSON path to query individual column. But if you do variant, right, so it does not parse the JSON. So it's going to store as a string, right? So remember that now the variant contains a string, not the JSON object. If you do variant double colon then variant. So if you look at here, it is an object, JSON object, and it's a string. Okay, so then if you do type diff, and is it an object, right? So this is an object and this is character. So careful when you are inserting variant data in a JSON format. So we use parse JSON. So rule of thumb, your input JSON text and you want JSON object inside a variant column, yes, parse JSON. If you want to just as is as a string, right, use a column. It's variant cast. Like look at this one, docs colon name format, right? Use a JSON object. So it's a best prep. So string doesn't work for a string column, right? You need to parse the JSON docs. So look at that. It's very important. More often we make some mistakes. Okay, I just change to cast it to variant type. So remember that. So parse JSON, it is always helps you to do your variant column name colon, then you can name of this your key, basically key name, then you can get the value. So do this approach when you're doing a parse JSON in the variant column. And then it works both in Spark and Snowflake, and data will be clean, easy to manage. Any questions, reach out to me, skondapalli@ambaricloud.com. Thank you.